Hey everyone, my name is Justin Edmonds. Thank you so much for checking out Enhance and Distract. I know that a lot of you guys are DIY guys, and for those of you who have never pulled cable before but are wanting to and need to, wanted to do a little bit of a tutorial on how to terminate cat cable and a couple other things. So I use West Pen 4246, and I use that because it is not the most expensive stuff out there, but it's also not the cheapest stuff. And when you're talking about cable and some of the different features of it, like it's nice and stiff, but it's not so stiff that it's going to give you a bunch of memory. Like the fact that I can unwield this and it lays pretty nice and flat. It's pretty moldable and pretty nice and easy. So let's get into the tools that I've got here. So I have a pair of Knipex electrician snips, a pair of side cutters from Milwaukee, a Belden cat cable stripper, and then a Klein Tools crimp. And then I have some easy end push through connectors from Platinum Tools. And so before you say anything, I know that there's a lot of people that say, oh, easy ends aren't professional. This is what I'll say, is that they say that because of the inconsistency of them, but the inconsistency comes from this tool right here. If this blade is not sharp enough, that's not going to cut those ends smooth and clean enough to be professional. So as long as you are paying attention to this, and when you notice that this guy needs to be replaced, there's a little screw, you can pull that blade out, put a new blade in, you're good to go, and it works perfectly fine. Look at everything. Every time you crimp something, check it out. Make sure that it looks good. Make sure all the gold pins on the connectors are all actually pushed in, because like you don't want to bend a pin inside of the network switch or something along those lines. So let's start off here. So one of the big things that you're going to want to do is, if you see here, there is this bad boy right here. This is what the end of this cable looks like when it comes out of the box. That's fresh. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to deal with that. So we're just going to snip that off. Okay, and so this is what I suggest is I like to, because we're doing the easy ends, I grab probably like 2.5 inches or so. And then with this tool here, you can see there's a little blade in there. So stick that guy in there, kind of just spin her around. Break that shielding off, and like that slides right off. We can discard that. Take our side cutters here, pull string out of there. This is the fun part here. So we're gonna separate our ends, get all of our twisted pairs out of the way. And depending on the type of cable, if like in this West Pen, it's this like papery plastic core. I've done vertical cable as well, which has like a rubber core. You can kind of pull and stretch that, and it'll pop out. But with this West Pen, it doesn't do that because it's paper. It breaks like that, like you just saw. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our side cutters and we're gonna be real careful. We're gonna snip that off. Boom, sweet. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of separate these all apart a little bit. We're just gonna do a little twist at the bottom on all these. Just one little twist. Like so. Just so you can get a little hole. Right. And what we're going to do is we're going to come and take this guy right here. If you notice that there is a nice little pin in there, and we can stick that in there like so, and we can gently, snugly pull on it to get that guy to untwist. Boom. Notice I'm kind of doing it, gently, not just yanking on it. I've seen guys just yank on it and it works fine, but I like to, give it some force, but, be gentle with it. You notice that these are already all pretty straight, which is great. So then this is the next awesome step. So if you're not used to this, most of these tools have a wiring diagram here. So the standard that I use and most people use is B. So on this tool, you got it right here, but you are upside down. So you're gonna start here because of how the connector goes. So we're gonna go white, orange, orange. And then we're gonna go white, green, blue, light blue, green, white, brown, brown. So notice I've got them all in my finger. And then what I do is I kind of do this and I work my way up. I'm kind of bending them. See how they're nice and straight. Now we've got all these stragglers, so we don't want that to get in the ends. So we're going to use our straight edge cutters here. And we're just going to cut a nice little straight tip off here. So see how this guy's a little bent? Could have done a little bit better job there, but we'll kind of straighten her out there. Okay, you're going to take your connector, pin down, lay that in there, slide her in, and then you're going to want to check before you push her all the way through, right? So we got white, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Just check it to our connector here. White, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to slide this bad boy in here. So if you notice this part of the connector, that's the pinch part that's going to hold the physical cable from sliding in and out of the connector. So we want to get this up there as nice and close as we can. See how that gets real nice and flush there, so there's no twisted cables, right? Looks all really nice and neat. I like to give this just a small little twist so that as I stick it into my connector, my crimper here, slide her all the way in, and then I crimp down. See how nice and smooth that all is? I like to give her a second crimp just to be on the safe side. Pull her out here. And we're going to look and see how smooth all of that is. There's no excess cable out there because my blade is sharp. Look at the gold pins. All the gold pins are pushed down. Bing, bang, boom. So it's that simple. Now you can pull on this. It's nice and smooth. Everything is exactly where it should be. This is great. This is such a nice connector, and all these tools are really common. You can get most of these at Home Depot. The Nipex snips I got off Amazon, and the Belden wire stripper here, I sell that, so you can reach out to me. If you want to get this nice West Penn cable, which is the 4246, you can get boxes of 1,000 feet of it off of my website, which I'll put a link in the description so you guys can grab that. But if you have any other questions, feel free to comment down below. I'll put a link to all of these tools that I use in the comments as well, in the description of the comments. And make sure you subscribe to the channel to get more. I'm going to be doing some more termination things, doing some more tutorials. Obviously, we have the podcast, so make sure you go check all that out. Again, thanks so much for your time. And until next time, I'm Justin. Keep enhancing.